and these are colors that I chose. You can choose different. It looks really, really dark now because of my lighting and my camera, but once it's all together, it'll be fine. It'll look a lot better. It'll come together in the end, but right now it's kind of looking a little bit crazy and all over the place, but it will come together. And if you mess up, just remember, always, if you're starting out, you start your lighter colors first. Excuse me, and then do your darker colors, because your lighter colors you can always cover up with the darker. You can't cover up with darker colors, so always try to go a little bit lighter first. Like at this stage, some of you girls who are newer should be using maybe like a peach, or a little bit of a pink to do your apples first, and then do your darker colors to contour it up. I'm going backwards because I'm so used to doing it that to me it's not that big of a deal. I'm used to it. But once again, if you're comfortable, do it. If you're not, take your time. Makeup is something you don't have ever have to rush. Don't let anyone tell you you have to rush your makeup for a show. You never have to. If you have to, start 2 or 3 hours early and paint. I know girls that start 2 hours early and paint, and their face looks amazing, as opposed to the girls who, spend 10 minutes painting, and you can see every, mess up, or not even a mess up, every piece of makeup on their face because it's not really blending because they rushed, or just take your time with it and have fun and play in it. I'm also going to take a smaller brush now with the same brown I used to contour with. I'm going to go right down my nose and in the corner and the crease of my eye right here up to my eyebrow, because once again this is it's for the stage, so it's meant to be a little more dramatic. I always follow my line directly up to my eyebrow. Go on my eyebrow just a little bit. Brush off your brush. And then bring it down. You don't have to do it exactly like I do. Once again, do things differently. Make it your own. This is just how I have learned to do it, and it works for me. And then I take my corner. I go right down the front of my nose here. Around my nose, straight down on both sides. You also want to make sure you blend this very well, otherwise you're going to look, you have 2 lines just sitting on your nose, and you're going to look kind of like you were in something you shouldn't be in. Sorry, this powder's messing me up. And also I noticed what helps me as well is I love to have somebody watch me do my makeup, because I feel like then I'm trying to really, really paint. So if you want to, have a friend sit with you and have a friend talk to you while you're doing it, not necessarily to distract you, but just so you can have somebody there to talk to, because I feel like I work better when somebody's watching what I do. And it usually helps. I know a lot of girls it helps. A lot of girls can't stand having somebody else watch. I personally love it. Okay, so I went ahead and I've done all that. As you see, it looks kind of crazy in here, but once my colors are all in and my colors are poured, it's going to look fabulous, amazing. I promise you. At this point, you can take a break. You can get up and walk around. I usually get up and walk around a lot. I'm not going to for the purpose of the video. I usually get up, dance around, put on some music. I feel myself a little bit. It gets kind of crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a white. This is a Color Workshop's eyeshadow. For the Color Workshop, it is a white and a black, or a white and a blue mix. I'm going to go ahead and take, where is my good brush? This brush here, and I'm going to take the white that's in here on the top, and I'm going to put it in the crease of my eyes on both sides, and I'm going to pull it up because I'm not sure where my liquid is. I usually use a water-based white to do my eyes. It's water activated. It's by Wolf, or you can use Krylon. It's water activated. It's kind of like a foundation, and you set it with a powder. This, for video purpose, it will work fine using just a foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the corner of my eyes. Because like I said, I'm not actually painting to go to a show tonight. I am just painting for video purpose. So my makeup's not going to be, extremely gorgeous, but you're going to get the gist of how I do it. And honestly, this thing, Oh, see my corners? Go ahead and fill those in. Sorry, sometimes the cap can kind of hurt your forehead a little bit, but that's fine. So you can just go ahead here and fill this in, like so, and it's really, really easy to fill in something like this. Now in that area there was no foundation put, so it's okay. I feel like a lesbian. And I'm going to go ahead now and finish my white here. I have two different whites I'm going to dig into. The one I'm going to use in the corners is a very, very white. This color is like a, it's by Ruby Kiss. It is a black and white dual powder palette. It's absolutely amazing. It's really, really good, and it actually shows up on your face, which is really good. Take it and put it in the corners here, and bring it all the way down to my eyes in the center here. Put it all over your lid. You want to cover your lid completely. You can do this two ways. You can do it the simple way like this, or you can go one step further and put your foundation that you put on your face on top of your eyes first, like on your lid here, and then you can go ahead and add the white powder on top of it, and it'll hold and make it pop more. But like I said, for video purposes, this is going to work fine. There you go. So now that I have my white on, I'm going to go ahead and add my liquid. Remember earlier I said I was using a lot of liquid. I don't have my black, so I'm going to go ahead and use the dark brown and then set it with a black powder. This is a Brown Color Workshop liquid eyeliner. It's just a very, very small little Color Workshop brown liquid. It's amazing and it works great. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this however you want. Now, liquid is something that you have to really, really practice with. Don't go ahead and do it if you don't know how. Sit at home and play in it for a little bit and see if it works for you. This works for me perfect, and I love liquid. Thanks to one of the girls who actually taught me how to paint, Amaya Mann St. James, uses a lot of liquid, and I love her look. And I notice a lot of the girls now are using it, so check it out. It's cool. You want to take your time here. And you want to go ahead and pull your liquid all the way up and off your corners. Like so. It's a brown, so it's not going to be popping as much. I'm going to go ahead and keep it brown. I'm going to set it with a black on the top. Back in where I'm from, they usually call me like the liquid queen because I use a whole lot of liquid. I'm really confident in my hand skill with my liquid. I'd rather use liquid over anything any day, but that's just me. Now that it's on there, I'm going to go ahead and take my smallest tip brush that I have. It's a very, very small tip. And I'm going to put my black from my Ruby Kiss color black on it. And then take it and then just set it and dab it along your eyes. You may have to run your color through a couple of times, and that's okay, it happens. You want to do it quickly before your liquid dries, but you don't want to rush it and mess it up. So if you're not experienced with liquid, like I said, take your time. But once you get used to it, it's like riding a bicycle. And it's something you'll never forget how to do. Okay, so I went ahead and I set it. Now what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do next? I'm going to take my brush here, my small brush again, And I'm going to take a lighter brown than what I used for my contour, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease. Now, you can be over dramatic with your crease, or you can take it to a very simple cut. Like I'm going to go very, very simple. I'm not going to go crazy big with it tonight. I'm going to go crazy with the liquid on the bottom and stuff to show you some cool designs, but usually it's very simple. You want to take it and pull it from here, and then just shape your eye. And what that does is it goes ahead and it gives you more of a shape to your lid, so you're not kind of just guessing where your colors go. You'll automatically know where everything sets. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a darker color, which is the brown I used for my contour, blow off my brush, and I'm going to go over where I just put the lighter brown. Like I said, always start lighter and go darker. And I believe in that motto as well. I always, with my eyes, I usually go lighter first and then darker, just because you never know what can happen, and you don't want to mess up your eyes this, far into your makeup. And you always want to be careful about fall off, only because I'm using a white for my lid. You can use any color you want. I'm just using a white. Usually my colors match my costume for stage. I have a pink costume. I have pink lid, and I try to wear pink all night, kind of get the colors going. Or like, I was going to, for my next show, I'm going to try this blue. It's an electric blue. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I actually have some blue costumes being made. So it'll be really good, and it'll, blend up very, very well. And during a show, you don't want to have to do too much changing to your makeup until you're really confident. So make sure whatever makeup you try to use kind of blends with your outfits a little bit, so you're not going out with like bright pink eyeshadow and wearing a green outfit. You don't want to look like a Crayola box exploded on your face, which is kind of what it looks like right now, but I promise you it will look a lot better when it's done. I'm going to go ahead and keep pouncing on the dark here, just until it gets to how I want it to look. And I'm going to blend it out just a little bit, so it's not so harsh on my brow bone. Okay, so it's blended out just enough to when I look directly at you, it sets right. Now, there's a couple different things you can do. I'm going to use a liquid. You're going to line your eyes. You can do it with either your very, 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 very small black brush. There you go. Your very small black brush. Or you can use a black pencil. You can use liquid. I choose liquid, and then I will set it with my black. That's just what I do. It doesn't have to be done that way. That's just how I do it. So here I go. What I always do as a good tip is, if you're using liquids, you can't open your eyes until it's dry. So always go ahead and take your brush and put it on your product. I usually put a lot of black on my brush for this part, just for the purpose of it setting a liquid. And you don't want to ruin your brush, so you put enough on there to cover it. Now, once again, with your black, or with your liquid, always shake it, make sure it's fresh so it doesn't have any air bubbles, so you don't get halfway through your face or your area you're working on and run out of product. I'm going to go ahead now and use my mirror again. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease. I'm going to look where I want it to go. I'm going to go up my eye. And then close it. I always start very, very, very close to my lash line first, and then work my way up from there, because you never know, how high you want it to go until you open your eye and look and see if that makes you happy. As you can see, I've already cut it with the liquid. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to set it with a powder. I can always go ahead and make it, you know, smaller. It just depends on the shape that you want for your eyes. I like a very open lid, so I only like to really cut, you know, just a lot on the corner here and a little bit on the inside. I like to keep these lines as tight as I can. Just like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the other side. And it's okay if one side goes up a little bit higher. Once your lashes go on, you're really not going to notice that significant of a change unless if it's that much of a, you know, change in the dimensions. Oh, you always want to keep it somewhat close. Doesn't be perfect. Like I said, nobody's perfect with their makeup. Just take your time with it, and it's a lot of fun. Now back to my liquid. I'm going to go ahead and trace out my eye in the front here.